Hi, everyone. Welcome to Financial Insights. I'm Linda, your accounting coach. So, today is our last video regarding the ABCs of nonprofit finances. So, hopefully, you found the information helpful that has been shared throughout the month. Today, I want to talk about just 4 blunders that I see nonprofits make. And these are not very unique, they're very common, and it's across the board. So, hopefully, this information will actually help you avoid those blunders, or if you are doing these things, you can get on track and correct these blunders. So, number one blunder I see is that nonprofits commingle. And a lot of times when you hear commingle, we always discuss this regarding business owners. So they're commingling their personal and their business account. What I mean by commingling for nonprofits is that when they receive grant funds, they're commingling that with other funds. And then they do not have a system to track, okay, what is actually restricted versus unrestricted. So you do not want to commingle restricted funds with unrestricted. So you may actually want to set up a separate account for restricted funds, a separate bank account just for restricted funds. And then you may have your other account where you're paying things out of. So you're operating and other things for programming. So when you need funds, you will just withdraw those funds from the restricted account. So that's what I mean by commingling. So do not commingle restricted and unrestricted in a bank account because it does cause confusion and it gets hard to track. Number two, another blunder is just not knowing the numbers. We talked about this in the previous, video, not knowing, okay, where the organization really is, what are they actually bringing in, whether that's individual, corporate sponsors, grants, oh, where, I know we got this grant money, but where did we go? Those are the things I'm talking about. Just not knowing what is happening with the finances. So you definitely need to know your numbers. Number three, another blunder I see is the lack of grant tracking. And that can mean multiple things. What I really mean is lack of grant tracking is utilizing an accounting software. So let's say, for instance, QuickBooks. A lot of nonprofits use QuickBooks and not utilizing some of the tools that QuickBooks has to track grants. So that way you don't have to manually create reports. So you want to create a system that you can track grants. And what I mean by tracking, you can say, okay, this was the amount that was awarded. This is what has been spent so far. This is the remaining. You can utilize software to keep that all in line, to keep on track, to know what's going on. So that's what I see a lot. A lot of nonprofits, it's just a lack of grant tracking. And then lastly, we talked about this a little bit in the previous video, is not having a financial expert on the team, whether they don't have a bookkeeper or an accountant or not even a financial expert on the board. So, as an organization, a nonprofit should always have access to a finance person, whether that they can help you with budgeting, they can help you set up your accounting software, they can help you set up a grant tracking, whatever it may be regarding finances. You need a financial expert. So, for instance, when you want to hire individuals, you'll go out and look for an HR consultant. And so, you definitely want to have someone on your team where the nonprofit CEO or other team members, if they have questions regarding finances, that they can go to. So you have to remember you want to surround yourself with subject matter experts. And I would say with nonprofits, finance, once again, is always put on the back burner, but you always want to have access to a finance expert so that person can help you interpret the data. They can ask questions, they can make recommendations. Once again, as accounting professionals, or finance professionals, we see things differently. And so we can point out things, we can ask questions. And so that would help the nonprofit further their mission. It would not hinder, but it should further the mission. And you can say, okay, now I understand. Now I know what to do regarding this programming. You can understand how much does it really cost for this program. We put on this event. How do I calculate if it was actually worth our time and money? So as a finance person, we can help put together data, help you interpret reports that will give you those answers. So once again, this is our last day regarding ABC of nonprofit finances. Hopefully you found this information helpful. Please share with your nonprofit colleagues. If you're on a board, definitely share with your board. Make sure you comment, like, and share, and let us know if there's any other nonprofit topics that you would like us to discuss. Have a good day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.